Prepared a speech for you. I always do. For the parents who don't know me, I'm the academic head of economics here in the BA, in the bachelor degree. And I actually spend a lot of time with your children. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this experience. And later I'm going to invite the class reps to say how they view their experience here at IDC. And then we start with the formal evening of the poster event. So I will start. This is my address to you, dear students. So dear students, the journey with your class started for me exactly 4 years ago. I just entered as a new academic head of economics in a brand new academic program, which was only 1 year old, and I needed to decide who to admit to the program. The group of applicants who I read their essays and transcripts is sitting here today. No longer young people with high school education, but a group of young professionals fully equipped to enter the labor force in one of the most challenging years of the last decade. I had the privilege of teaching you 2 full years, 1 course per semester, both in your first year, where you had to acquire a new language, the language of economics, with its curves, graphs, and math, and your 3rd year and last year of the degree, where you had to apply all you learned in the first 2 years of your studies into a real world economic problems. The beauty and the challenge of our profession, which today at the COVID-19 crisis is getting much more attention and appreciation, is to take complex world and try to solve its problems with simplified models that will generate real world solutions. I therefore decided already from the first year that we will not only stay only in the classroom to study theories, but we will go to many field trips to understand how the world works in practice. And I want to thank Dean Professor Eckstein for allowing me to do it, because it was pretty new and he gave me a lot of resources to do that. In your first year, many of you joined the trip to the Knesset, where we learned how the laws that affect our economy are being decided upon. The whole class later went to visit in the Bank of Israel's Visitor Center to understand how the central bank affects the economy. Today in the COVID-19, you understand the meaning and implications of the central bank policies to buy bonds, to bring more money liquidity into the market, which is in a huge economic crisis and unemployment. In the 3rd year policy seminar, we had the opportunity to learn about how Israel solved one of its hardest problems, the water scarcity, by developing and implementing a world-class new technology whose cost was so vast that the government had to finance big parts of this activity. We visited the desalination plant and learned about the integration of the private sector and the government. We also had a very unique opportunity to understand from many aspects one of Israel's severe social problems, the foreign workers and asylum seeker status. We heard the presentation of our own classmate, Omad Shakur, who is an asylum seeker. We learned about the implication of Israel immigration policy with respect to foreign workers from our dean, Professor Eckstein, and we heard the personal stories of women who we visited in one rainy day at Cucineta, an asylum seeker women organization. Writing the policy paper started when the world collapsed upon all of us. We were asked to maintain social distancing and to meet only in Zoom. But despite these difficulties, this class has done a marvelous job, as you're going to see. The paper spanned on many different policies: immigration, education, public health, technological innovation, COVID-19, monetary policies, sustainability, trade, transportation, and more. This is also the place to thank our big team of teachers, Yaniv Yedid Levy, Norman Levkovich, who guided your English writing, Ofri Gardi, who helped you translate your ideas to be visualized in a beautiful academic posters, and Avigail Ruban, our teaching assistant. In our policy discussions, we often discussed the place of education. We saw that education is required for economic growth and for the ability of individuals to support themselves. When you will go out to this world as young professionals, remember that you were privileged to be in the group that received higher education. The new thing that characterized the information revolution is that your education is ongoing and will continue during your time at work. Here you got the very strong base to learn, but you will need to learn and to teach yourself new methods and information without us from now on along your career. I wish that you will use your knowledge you gained here at IDC with the knowledge which you are yet to gain to make a better world to everyone. I wish you all the best in your next step. Please keep in touch. I know that we will hear about you and be proud of you in the future. Okay, this is my speech. Okay.